What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with Samson Dauda, the reigning Miss Olympia, who had his first workout after winning the Olympia this year. So as Samson has announced that he's doing this upcoming Arnold, which is happening in March, there isn't gonna be a lot of time for him to rest up, as we all know he normally does after every major competition. So Samson is back in the gym. He's gonna try to maximize this rebound phase up until the end of December and then start to cut down. So with Samson Dauda winning the Olympia, the drive is gonna be even higher. It is gonna be different this time, because now it isn't just about winning the Arnold and $500,000 in prize money. He has to win that show, because as a Miss Olympia, he cannot afford to lose that one. I mean, he is literally the best bodybuilder on the planet right now, and he has to live up to that. And chances are Samson is gonna be 2 times Arnold champion in March next year. So the man is already back on regimented diet. The training is gonna ramp up slowly, and the biggest challenge for Samson Dauda during this year's Arnold prep is that he's gonna have to manage his training and everything while traveling, because he's gonna travel a lot more. Now that he is Miss Olympia, Samson is gonna travel a lot in the next 2 months or so. So as of right now, Andrew Jacked, he is gonna be the biggest challenge for Samson Dauda at this upcoming Arnold. And Andrew Jacked was also spotted in UK with Nathan D'Asia, and yes, this is from today. So Andrew Jacked missed his mark big time at the Olympia this year, but still the man is top 5 in the world. And this just also goes to show us how great of a bodybuilder Andrew is, because even being off at the Olympia for 2 years in a row, and yet still, somehow he makes top 5. That is how impressive that man is. So Andrew Jacked, in my opinion, he is gonna be one of the most dangerous guy at this year's Arnold, because apparently he peaks better in every single show other than the Olympia. And as per Tyler Manion, if Andrew can come in sharper with the same size that he had at this year's Miss Olympia, he is gonna be dangerous to everyone, including Samson Dauda. And Andrew himself also knows he just needs to repeat that Texas Pro look. And if he doesn't make the slightest improvements in the size department, that is still such a dangerous physique for anyone, including the reigning champion Samson. So in terms of the overall size that Andrew Jacked currently has, he has a lot of catching up to do, especially in comparison to Samson Dauda. But that's only true about one of his side shots, the side chest, and maybe the back lat spread as well, because we saw this year Andrew's back double biceps that came up a lot. So I believe Andrew Jacked at his very best, he is gonna compare extremely well with a guy like Samson Dauda, especially in those front shots. And honestly, that is all we wanted to see at this year's Miss Olympia as well. So the good thing about Andrew is that he is one of those guys who can make improvements show to show. From one show to the next, he can show up a lot more improved. So looking forward to this amazing matchup for next year, as Arnold is gonna be the first show of the year, and that is gonna set up the tone for the rest of the year really well. As we all know, the bodybuilding news that is filled with Matt Jensen, and mostly it is negative news in regards to everything about Matt Jensen. So here we have a stance of a guy who worked with Matt Jensen way before Nick Walker, Justin Shire, or Brad Wilkin even turned pro. So I have no idea how many of you guys know this, how many of you guys remember this, but there was a time Nathan D'Asia worked with Matt Jensen, and it was the year 2018, the same year he won the New York Pro, and that was the time he gave Matt Jensen a chance.
For me, whether Matt dropped the ball on his athletes or not, doesn't matter. Shit happens. Get over it. Don't know why everyone's jumping on, oh, Matt's this and Matt's that. You know, Matt could be a fucking in the ass, but I don't think he'd, purposely drop the ball. Guy's an absolutely cool guy, good guy. They might have shit on. Might just be his year, Coaches have good years, they have bad years. And that's just the way it is. Things just mess up now and then. But all people on here saying you should do this, should do that. But obviously everyone's got their own opinions to it.
And as it turns out, not everyone had a bad experience working with Matt Jensen, as explained by Nathan D'Asia in his IG story. So I think what really has happened here is that Matt did not have a good year. And that started with Quentin Beastwood showing up really small in comparison to, let's say, 2 years back. That show was Texas Pro, in which he looked way bigger compared to this year's New York Pro. And that really backfired, even though Quentin took a 2 years break. But still, that was just truly shocking that he was still 10 pounds lighter compared to his last show. And even Quentin himself, he wasn't satisfied with that look at all. Because a whole lot of people in the bodybuilding community, his fans, and Quinton himself thought that he's gonna show up a lot bigger. Now, Nick Walker did win the New York Pro, but that wasn't exactly a win for him. That turned out to be more of a loss for him, because that was far from Nick Walker's personal best. And the way he won that show, by just 1 point, against a guy like Martin Fitzwater, and then pulling out of this year's Miss Olympia, that was the final nail in his coffin. Or I'm gonna say the last nail was Sean Corrida showing up way smaller compared to last year, and even in comparison to 2022. So when there is so much negativity being reported in the media regarding Matt Jensen, I believe a positive stance about Matt Jensen by one of his older clients that should be reported as well. So do let me know what you guys think about this whole situation in regards to Matt Jensen. Next up, we have a physique update from Muhammad Fada, one of the young guns who made his Olympia debut in 2024. So he did not place the way he wanted to or the way he was expecting to place. But the original goal of winning his first pro show and getting to the Olympia stage, that was achieved with Stefan. And Fada had to wait for almost 4 years to get his first professional win. So why Fada did not place in the top 12? I think he simply burnt out from dieting for just way too long during the entire 2024. Now, if we take a look at his physique from his first show, the Chicago Pro, that was the most complete look by him, and easily his best conditioning as well. Now, he did not look as impressive at Tampa Pro, especially in comparison to Chicago, and he looked his worst at the Olympia this year. And the reflection that he had under one of his posts regarding the Olympia this year, that just perfectly describes his mindset. He wasn't happy at all with the way he looked, and that is why he was back in the gym the very next day. And he wasted no time to get back to the gym and making some improvements, because he is one of those guys who is gonna have to make some significant changes in his physique, especially if he wants to place as high as top 6 at the Olympia level, especially in his back department, because that is that area where he is lagging a lot. So for whatever reason, he was unable to present the aesthetics that he usually has at the Olympia this year. So Fada is planning to take a major part of 2025 completely off to make those improvements and come back to the stage during the later part of 2025 with a bang, and then really make a name for himself. So after Ramondino getting his early qualification, guess who is another big name that is competing in 5 days? Jose Manuel, aka Josema Beast, the top 6 guy in the world, the guy who just had the most impressive classic physique debut, and the man really proved his worth. So it is highly unlikely that anyone is gonna touch him at this show, because out of all the 3 shows that he has done this year, he is always ripped to shreds. And that is the thing for some of these tall guys, for them to make that weight cutoff. There is just no other way around but to suffer really hard and lose some muscle. And that results in mind-blowing conditioning. So Josema Beast really gave Ramondino a serious run for his money at the Olympia this year. Now he has to make those small adjustments. For instance, make his arms grow a lot bigger to match those massive shoulders. Maybe have more deeper and more separated abs. But other than that, I have to say he is pretty well put up together. He has one of the best physiques in classic at the moment, or I'm gonna say in the pro league right now. He is so much detailed and has so much separation, and he does a fine job creating a great illusion on the stage, even in those front shots, even though he doesn't have the smallest waist out there. So Jose Manuel proved that he has done a great transition from men's open to classic physique, and that is why he is top 6 in the world. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.